Oh, yes. It is time for the world premiere of Tracks of the Damned for 2025. Metal lovers out there and everywhere in the Black Flame universe, guess what you need to do right now? You need to share this shit out. Anywhere and everywhere that there is a metalhead just waiting to bang his or her heads or get in the pit, as it were. So share this out everywhere and let's have a good time tonight because we are going to be discussing some of the most anticipated metal releases for the year 2025. Now, some of them, quite honestly, we don't exactly like them, but it's still kind of interesting just to see what some of these prolific bands over, the last, let's say 20, 30 years are going to be putting out. And it should be interesting, but there's a lot that we're really excited about also. So I got the Defiler here with me, my brother from another undead, unholy mother. And we are going to lay this shit down for you tonight in epic fashion. And just to let everybody out there know that normally this is going to be on Tuesday nights. So in honor of that, it is technically Unholy Testicle Tuesday. Let's check it out. Damn, I miss that so much. Oh, you gotta love it.
I forgot Austin Powers was in it. I cracked up.
Well, he was a little bit of the catalyst for me coming up with that idea in the first place. But just in case everybody out there in Black Flame Land, and yes, I see you watching. I can feel you wanting to say something, so we want to hear what some of your most anticipated releases are this year. But before we do that, it's time to get hot. We want to get our lips wet. We're going to get hot with Horror Struck Hot Sauce. Check that shit out right now. Hell yeah. If you have not gotten your care package from HorrorStruckHotSauce.com just yet, it's time to head on over there because, yes, the Christmas season may be over, but there are still new flavors. And if you don't have them yet, you need to fucking try them. Get over there right now, HorrorStruckHotSauce.com. What is up, Lizzie, Mortimer in the house, Rebecca, and Babylon? Hell fucking yeah. First time of the year. Good to see you, my brother, as always. He says my balls ache.
That's the first thing I read. I was just going to listen for it.
Right? To which Rebecca replies with achy breaky balls.
Wrong show, you
wrong
two. Wrong
show, people. Wrong show. Oh, I fucking love it. All right. So let's get down to it. Brother, what is your first pick for most anticipated albums, metal releases of 2025?
I think we're going to take it. We're going to go in with a little guy named Phil Anselmo and his side band called Scour. They have a new album that's going to be released. I believe it is called Gold. And
yeah. Black metal American black metal that packs such a fucking punch. Man, it's going to leave you empty and hollow inside.
Fucking Phil Anselmo. If you didn't know he could do black metal, you got to check it out. He has that sound like no other. And you can hear You can hear it some on back in the day on some Pantera, like a hint of it, but
right?
it's there.
Well, if you remember, a little funny comedy piece that him and this one comedian put together a
Yeah,
couple of years back about trying to train him to become a good vocalist like Phil, right?
he
And
shows a cigarette in his mouth. It's
he
just
shoves
smoking.
this smoke. Let me
I
hear
love
your
that
back
shit.
scream. Ah! See, I can't even fucking do it. I can't try it.
He's got that. He's got that high pitch one to down pat.
Yeah. I mean, Phil has, if anybody in American metal has shown that they literally can exist in every subgenre of metal, this man's done it. Totally fucking done it. 50, 53, 54 years old, and he is still killing every inch of heavy metal on every level of the game.
He's outlived fucking Tyler Perry and all them. So, or Steve, wait a minute, lead singer of Aerosmith. What the fuck is his name? Fuck.
Steven Tyler.
Steve Perry. I said, yeah, Steven Tyler. Fuck. I was thinking of the guitar player and them together. God damn it. Brain fart. You had to let it go. Rewind.
Oh,
Steven Tyler.
you know what that takes us back to? That takes us back to the whole debacle of
oh yeah,
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles. God damn it! I'm thinking of the damn guitar player and fucking them two together for some reason. Today should have been fucking Monday.
Oh, dude, I said that all last night at work. I'm sitting here going, "Damn, this feels like a fucking Monday." It just does.
Monday my shit has been fucked up. I started at 5:50 this morning.
Well, when we think of some of the most prolific vocalists, and this is not to slight any of our heroes, our current heroes that are still laying it down like no other, but what other metal vocalist do we know of, whether it's extreme metal, doom metal, power metal, or any of that shit, that could literally step into some of the most extreme forms of metal? Because you got to remember, Phil Anselmo and Pantera started out as a glam metal band. There was no screaming, none. It was just straight, and break that fucking glass, right? Well, here's fucking Phil Anselmo laying down black metal. Whoever would have thought that would come out of this man? And the thing,
you look at Dimebag back in the day. You look at back with the actual Pantera or the glam metal. You would not think it would be one of the best fucking guitar players to ever walk this earth.
Nope.
You're like, what the fuck is this kid doing?
Absolutely. And I think it's a little bit of the fact that he was kind of trained to sing that way, that when he developed his scream, he cultivated that shit and put the two together. And that's why that dude's voice can go, whoa, right through the fucking roof. And it's brutal as fuck.
For me, I feel they're like a gateway band to 90% of the heavy metal that has come since by the late 90s. So,
oh yeah, I mean when they
like
resurfaced, after rebranding the band's sound, that was the measuring stick. That's exactly what they were for a lot of other metal bands that started coming out and were trying to be a part of that heavier scene. There was nobody like them.
Exactly.
Now, do we have a date on that?
I forgot to do dates because I pulled everything together last minute.
Well, the one thing that I can tell everybody out there in the Black Flame universe is that they just released a single. So the album, I believe
that one they released is since February the 21st on Nuclear Blast.
There, see, yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. See, Phil has been pretty much putting out all his projects through his label.
It
House
says House Core. Yeah, House Core and Nuclear Blast together. So
Well, shit, the fact that Nuclear Blast got behind them, unholy fuck, that makes it even more tasty.
because Nuclear Blast don't pick up no slack. They pick up
You're right.
the them and
The
Century
heavy
Media.
hitters. Yeah.
Century Media picks them out too.
Mm-hmm. Great first choice, man. Great first choice. Now I'm going to hit you all with something you probably thought I would never say. Oh, yeah. I love throwing some curveballs at you. This next band I can't fucking stand. I've heard their songs many, many times, and I still don't like them. But there is one thing I can say that I do enjoy, and that is Mike Portnoy. The man's drumming is legendary. I don't have to like this band in order to say that this guy has got some great talent. And that's not to say that, you know, the guitarist and the bassist and, of course, you know, their keyboard player, they're all very talented musicians. It's just not my band. It doesn't get me. It doesn't get my dick hard. You know what I mean? So I did want to say that Dream Theater has a new album coming out, and it's coming real fucking fast too. About 2 weeks.
Yeah.
February 7th, Dream Theater releases Parasomnia, and this is the first. You heard it here on Tracks of the Damned. The first Dream Theater record in a very long time that has Mike Portnoy playing drums on it. And that's exactly why I brought this up, because I want to see what they got. I want to hear that flavor. I want to see what Mike Portnoy at 50 some years of age is going to do on this record, because progressively he is a technician, and I really, really love his drumming. Don't get me wrong. I am also a Mike Mangini fan. So when Mangini was playing with them, that dude's independence is fucking nuts. I love the way that guy plays. But Portnoy brings a heavy to this band. So I want to see how his drumming is going to influence them on this record. So I'm going to give it a spin.
He's definitely diverse. That's for damn sure with drumming. You can go with Drumeo right now and watch where they'll play random. Right. They do it with a lot of people, but they'll play random songs and they'll add their shit to it and what they think it's going to sound like. So he's definitely.
Oh, yeah. It's some of my favorite videos watching on Drumeo. They'll say, okay, Portnoy, he hears this song for the first time, and then they say, play it.
Like they did that whole special on 2 from Sleep Token. It's fucking amazing watching that shit. That whole breakdown, right? But like I'd like to see them do that with him. I like to see them put him in there and just play some shit for him for the first time, which that's another thing. He's diverse too in like his influences and stuff. So it'd be really interesting.
Absolutely. So that's why I decided to mention them. All right. Looks like we got some comments here. Babylon says, hire Jeff Tate for the theater, fire the squealer. You know what? Honestly, I can't disagree with that. Jeff Tate, man, from fucking Queensryche, dude has an amazing voice. Always has. Only thing is, though, he's been pissing his bandmates off. So I wonder, you know, if he was to try to step into this project or another project like this, would anyone actually want to work with his ass? That's the thing. But I do feel that.
It's kind of a common theme because Tim Lambesis from As I Lay Dying fucked everybody.
Right.
And they all walked away from him. He had a new band within a week. I'm like, how do y'all want to work with that prick? I can't stand his ass.
Well, you know, when you have narcissistic type musicians like that, they have a way of hiding themselves, and then they get comfortable, and then the asshole comes out. That just seems to be how that works. Oscar, what's going on, brother? Happy New Year. Same feels about Dream Theater here. I can't stand a whole song, for sure. But there's one thing that we can say is that Portnoy has given us basically fucking clinics on all of the songs that he played on. Babylon goes on to say, Chad Smith really impressed me on Drumeo. Fuck yeah, he did.
Hell yeah.
Dude, his work on Ozzy's last record alone shows that that man has been held back his entire career in Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so going for my next one, there's no shocker, I'm gonna bring in some deathcore. I think I have 3 deathcore, so just buckle up. The next one for me, they walk a fine line. Like, they have some black metal elements for me, and they're called Drowned in Sulfur. Or Drowned in Sulfur. And the name of the album is Vengeance. Like I said, y'all, it's the same nastiness I talk about with every deathcore band, but they have, like I said, they have a fine line of deathcore, and they have black metal elements, so it kind of just picks it more up. The way his vocals are, and some of the guitars can flow into it, so they're really good for me. They're kind of they're a newer starting band as well, so they haven't really got that population yet. So
it should be interesting because we've talked about it billions of times on this show. How bands can up their game if they're evolving, and if they're evolving in a good way.
They are. They're getting there. I'd love to see them on tour with some of the bigger bands. I'd love to see them tour with like Lorna Shore or somebody like that, because they'd really accent that really well. But
yeah,
I ain't even gonna lie. I'd go see them by themselves. Hell, they could be playing in a basement somewhere, and I'd go see them. But
well, so and that's another thing, especially with young bands like this. All they need is that one record that blows everybody's fucking minds. Somehow they raise the bar of the game, and then they will be writing their own ticket as far as being a headliner and find themselves on some of those really big festivals. I haven't personally heard this band yet, but I'm willing to give it a shot, because obviously there are eyes on this band, and they're being mentioned all over as far as new albums coming out this year. So hell yeah, they
only have 17,000 followers. So if that tells you, it's big, and it's big, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like some of the other bands. They're getting there. They're growing. I had to look it up. I couldn't get the song name to come to mind for shit. But on the 9th, they released Seed of Hate. If you want to go check that album out, that song out. It's really good.
Fuck yeah. Awesome. You never know where they could be after this year once that record drops. Yeah. So that's why it's always an argument. Some bands in metal's history never released singles ever. They just never did. They waited until the actual album came out. It was kind of like I was listening to a Robert Plant interview not too long ago about Led Zeppelin and why Zeppelin did so well so quickly. It's because people literally had to buy the album to hear everything that they had. They refused to do that formula of drop a single here, drop a single there. Because, this shit was going on all the way back to the late 60s, early 70s, especially in metal. So when they dropped the record, even though Zeppelin technically isn't metal, and that's okay, but people always lump them in there. But anyway.
They're a precursor. A little bit.
Yeah, for sure. They kind of helped shape some of the future musicians, for sure. But this day and age, I think it's really a good idea to be dropping at least one single, because that gives people a taste of what's to come, especially if that single is really good. People are going to be like, oh, yeah, I need to hear the rest of this fucking record. So it should be interesting.
I like when bands. For me, like it's gonna sound like a typical guy thing, but I'm a climax person. I like it when they drop. I like it when they drop little snippets here, and
Right.
you get that feeling for it, and then they drop it all at once, and it just hits. They, I like singles, but I also can like just to wait for the album and go straight into it as well. But
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with
but
that whatsoever.
sometimes it
Uh,
bites you in the ass, though. You get a shit album.
well, that also comes down to the fact that if you are a subscriber to Spotify, you can basically peruse the album,
Yeah,
without actually having to listen to the whole thing.
that's what I
But
love about
still,
band.
yeah, but still, I
Band kind of
mean,
does it too.
people ain't gonna go to it if the single sucks. So there you go. Fucking awesome. Mortimer says an orgy of sounds and music. Oh man, I have no idea where that came from, but thank you, Mortimer. All right. Now, normally everybody knows my disdain for metalcore. I absolutely hate metalcore for the most
Oh, well, I hope I know who you're talking about because I love their old shit. And I hope it's who I'm thinking about.
Oh man, when I saw this was on the list, I was like, fuck yeah. I thought they stopped. I thought that they just kind of fell to the wayside. Because I mean, at this point in 2025, there are so many metalcore bands out there. It's like a dime a dozen, and maybe two or three are actually good, and the rest are just carbon copies of some of the stuff that was originally laid down. In my opinion, the legendary Killswitch Engage.
Yes.
They are dropping a brand new album on February 21st. First time since their last album, which was in 2019. So that's like a 6-year break, people. That's why we thought they was dead.
It's Howard Jones is one of those guys that kind of helped shape my teenage years. Like
Yeah.
with the end of Heartache, My Curse, and everything like that. So I have a love for Howard Jones, which their newer guy's name is Jesse. He does well. He's not going to be Howard. I wish Howard could be back, but that's just shit. But anyways,
For sure.
Howard is honestly releasing him and the guitar player for Killswitch are actually going out on their own side project.
Nice. Okay.
Excited to see what that's going to be like.
Oh, fuck yeah. But and that's kind of what I'm going to piggyback off that, because that's one of the things I was going to say with this new vocalist. It's going to be a testament without being overzealous, but a testament to see how he has shaped the band and all the new writing process. So
But he's been with them for a minute now. Like he was on the last record they put out.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like you. I'm excited to see.
I am very excited to see it, because I mean, I first discovered this band on the soundtrack to Resident Evil. That's how I found them. Huh?
The End of Heartache. That was the song that was on there.
And it was just so good that I don't know. I just kind of stuck with them. I've seen them live a few times. I dig the vibe. I dig the energy. And I'm kind of hoping after all this fucking time that they're going to still bring the pain.
Oh, yeah. I seen a reel the other day that actually, like, there's not many reels that I can relate to, but the other one said, what's one song if you could go back in time and hear the intro to again? And it was blank for a minute, then it hit that intro to the End of Heartache. I was like, oh, fuck. It still does the same thing today as it did back then.
and that was like, 22, 23 years ago.
It's like 2002, somewhere in there. It was around.
Mm-hmm.
It was back there.
So I can't wait to see what they got for us.
My next one's gonna be kind of a little bit of a slowdown.
Nothing wrong with
And it's
that.
not. It's gonna be a goth metal band, and it is Lacuna Coil. They have a new album coming out called Sleepless Empire. I don't know. For me, that's one of them slow down bands for me that like when I don't know, metal gets chaotic in your head. Sometimes you need a break.
Oh, big time.
Nightwish, Lacuna Coil,
I
High
like
Lung,
Night, which is really good.
Wardruna. That's my slow down band. So I
Hell
love
yeah.
I think the first song I ever heard by Lacuna Coil was Heaven's a Lie, and that was I think they come off that was back when Headbangers Ball was still releasing shit, and I think it was on Headbangers Ball The Revenge. It was a double album, and I borrowed it from my buddy and like ripped it off on the computer and made my own shit, and that's where the first time I heard them.
Hell yeah. I mean, and they've stood the test of time. People still want to hear what they got to put out. I mean, that just goes to show you the type of band they are.
Yeah.
Not every band has to have a huge following to be important. And to be able, like I said, to be around, to this day. So I definitely do dig them. And I agree, it's definitely a different flavor that when you're listening to all this extreme shit, we have to have those bands. We literally need breaks here and there from some of the most extreme shit. And I'll always have love for goth metal. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
This next one, though, I'm really freaking excited about. So, we talk about the last 5 years, there's been so many great female lead vocalists for all extreme metal, anywhere from black metal to death metal, and just extreme metal in general. The ladies are really bringing something tasty and power to a lot of these different subgenres. And I've always been a fan of Arch Enemy. They have always stood out to me as one of the, forefront bands that were led by female lead singers, and they're extreme. They are something that everybody can get with. And Alyssa White Gloves, I think, is a great replacement. Even though, when we think of Arch Enemy, we think about that original lead vocalist that was with them for so long and left kind of a, I don't want to say a gap, but just two different vocalists. But I feel like Alyssa brings something really, really good to the table. Their new album is going to be called Blood Dynasty, and the album cover is sick as fuck. So we really kind of get a sense of what this album is going to be like. It's going to release on March 28th, and their last album, Deceivers, did so fucking well. They were touring all over Europe and on a lot of big festival shows. So I'm excited to see what they're going to bring on this. And that there's that, record company again, Century Media, which is who they're on. So I don't know. I think this is going to be a good year for them.
Yeah. I think the first time I ever heard her vocals was back when I think it was a show called Made on MTV, where they used to get like people in like certain things to do, like to help people out, show them how to be. And she was on. That's when it was the Agonist was her first band, I believe it was called.
Yeah, that sounds right. Mm-hmm.
And she was on there. She was teaching another girl how to growl and shit like that to perform it like her high school or some shit. That's the first time I ever heard her vocals. And back then, hell, there's sometimes you can't even tell it's a female. So
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's a lot of bands out there right now where these ladies are just. And there was that one. I forget the name of the fucking band too, which is really gonna kick my ass. But on the goddamn program, I threw up that one video of this female-led vocalist that in the span of 3 seconds could do like 4 different voicings. She had the clean vocals. She had the high witch scream. She was able to go low and then lower.
that's how
Just tremendous fucking lung power.
lead singer of Arsenic Addiction. She does that shit. Like she goes from clean to fucking straight to black metal growls with a blink of an eye.
I don't think people really realize how much vocal control that it takes to do all of that and be able to, you know, especially when you do a clean vocal, that you really got to bring it. You know what I mean? You can't be sharp. You can't be flat. It's got to be right there. Otherwise, you know, between the vocal and the guitar, it's not going to sound right. And these girls can do it, man. And my hat's off to them because I can write vocals all day long. I can write lyrics with no fucking problem. They're awesome. If I ever tried to sing it, hell no.
I'm gonna save the deathcore for last. We'll go with my next one. My next one's one of kind of all of our favorite bands. It's gonna be Cradle of Filth, and this album, the name of this fucking album is so goddamn amazing. It's called The Screaming of the Valkyries. And I have so much hope for that shit that it's going to be Valkyrie worthy, which is Danny Filth. I don't think he's going to, he ain't going to let shit come out, but you know.
Right. When Danny Filth takes on an album and it's historical or based on a legend or this or that, the dude fucking brings it.
Oh, yeah.
And we've been waiting for this for, 2 years now, I think, because I've been after him for an interview. And now that this record is going to be coming out, I do believe we will be able to bring Danny to the underground per his management. Because as you know, they were just touring relentlessly the last couple years.
I think they're on tour now. Well, I know they're going to be coming. They're going to be coming to Nashville, and my ass is going to try to go. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do with this. And like you said, a title like that, Valkyries, that automatically puts me into Norse mythology. So I wonder what parts of that, because as you know, Danny is the purveyor of all things dark. So what part of the sagas is he going to focus on with this story-wise? And as you know, the Valkyries are some nasty motherfuckers that can fight and just literally destroy and lay waste to everything. So definitely excited for that. And I will keep everybody posted on Danny Filth coming to the underground as the year progresses. I've already sent the emails out going, so what, available dates do we have? Because last year, especially during the summer, in between tour stops, they were laying finishing touches on this album in LA of all places. If you can believe that. So
I can see that, honestly. Yeah. No, because they're going to be in Nashville in April, and I think that following month at the same venue, Mayhem and Mortis is going to be there.
Oh damn! Wow. Ah,
yeah.
Talk about a stacked bill.
Yep.
Oh, now if you can believe it, this next band has been considered as one of the big four of thrash. We have dogged so many of their releases throughout time. You probably are already getting a sense for who I'm talking about. And the band is Anthrax. Rumor has it that there is a new album coming this year. They just have not released an official date yet. And the fact that Joey Belladonna is the still the lead vocalist for this fucking band, I'm wondering what this is going to sound like. Is this going to be a heavy record? Or is it going to be the same fucking schlock that we know? He's got the chops. They're still there. I've just never cared for him that much as a vocalist. So here we are, 2025. You know, you got Charlie Benante coming off of an epic tribute to Pantera. So there he has been playing some of the most heavy fucking shit that we never really knew Charlie could do, because, you know, it's fucking Anthrax. Turns out the motherfucker can play hardcore and he's good.
Oh, yeah.
And most people really do dig the riffs of Scotty Ian. So I want to see if they're going to try to really make a mark with this record, or are they just laying it down because they feel they need to? You know what I mean? Just to stay relevant. And if that's the case, it's going to be a shit record. But that's where the bet comes in. I want to at least hear one single, see what they're bringing to the table. Are they going to do something different? And is it going to be heavier? So time will tell.
Y'all know my vote on Anthrax. We can replace them with Creator and be done with it. But
always.
And, but yeah, I have hopes for it, which I have hopes that they're going to put out some heavy shit, but I have a feeling it's going to be the same Anthrax it's been since the 80s. But
you know, and that's kind of my bitch a lot, is the fact that there are still bands touring today, still putting out records. It's like some of them just need to stop and call it a day.
if you're going to be around that long, at least try to fucking evolve a little bit. Just a little. A cunt hair goes a long way, people. Just a little bit.
Absolutely. So when I see bands like that are about to drop a new record, I'm like, you better seriously impress the metal community. Otherwise, you're just going to, I feel like they tarnish their legacy. Look at fucking Kiss. They tarnished their legacy by sucking. And now they're going to do what? AI to continue on into the next millennium? Fuck you. Nobody going to give a shit. Nobody wants to see that. By then, music is going to be like sounding. You know what I mean?
Like, off of, like he's talking to the horse off Shanghai Noon.
I'm serious. They want to hear Detroit Rock City in the year, 2059. Get the fuck out of here. I hate that shit. But like I said, Anthrax, we hope you bring it, because if you don't, you're going to get clowned.
I'm just going to leave it there. My next one's going to be a band I've mentioned before. I've seen them live. Shit. I think it was the first time I got to see Lorna Shore live. They was on tour with them then, and called Crown Magnetar. This is not going to be a full length. It's going to be an EP that's going to be coming out called Punishment. They're death. What the fuck? I thought the video gotta suck.
He said the video for Gotta Suck. That was funny as hell. I think he's talking about Anthrax.
Oh, my My internet is dropping in and out, so I can't see shit on my computer. So I'm having to lean up here and look. But anyways,
No worries.
but yeah, they're about as deathcore as you can get. I'd say they're really heavy. He's got some very deep growls, and the breakdowns are just heavy as fuck normally. So I'm excited to see what this is going to be like. I want. So like most deathcore bands, are y'all bringing something new? Or are y'all just staying in y'all's plane and riding it comfortable?
Well,
So
let's think about 2024. That was a big deathcore year.
yeah,
Some of the bands like Signs of the Swarm that I'm just listening to constantly now.
you're welcome.
If this band can bring it kind of like the bands last year that really led the charge for this branch of metal. I mean, they got some big shoes to put on in order to be able to fuck with the big boys.
They've got it. That lead singer is definitely a fucking heavy hitter. He's got every bit of the chops as fucking Will or the lead singer from Distance or anybody. Like he's got it. It's there. Got to see if they bring it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure they will.
That's
like seeing him live. He was so fucking stiff though. He's putting the vocals out and he's just stiff armed and like, come on, you gotta give a little bit of movement with it. But I figured that's how he controls his vocals too, because a lot of deathcore comes from your core. You have to push up and go out. So
right.
So we have to see.
It's one of those vocal styles. You either love it or you hate it. And some of these vocalists now that are like I said, kind of waving the flag for deathcore. They're doing a hell of a job. It's not annoying sounding anymore to me.
It's brutal as fuck.
Mortimer says, it was when you said the guy's name and stretch out the end of it. I thought the video glitched, but you did it with your voice reverb. Oh, I got you with that, did I? Okay. Yeah. I always do that on purpose because I cannot stand the dude's last name. I hate it. Yeah. I don't have any personal hate for him. I just don't like him as a vocalist. I think he doesn't do anything for the band, and that's just me. That's just my opinion.
He might have been the 80s.
Well, the 80s was also a different time.
That's what I'm saying. In the 80s, he was fucking amazing. Now it's...
Yeah, nobody wants to keep hearing the same fucking song over and over again.
Dave Mustaine.
Which is why we're hoping for something newer this time around. and look, we said that about a lot of legacy bands. Yeah. Honestly, the only artist that I feel really did some awesome shit that's a legacy band, and I just had him in my head. Oh, Kerry King. I always have to bring it back to Kerry King's solo project, which Kerry King, what the fuck are you doing, man? Yeah, it's a paycheck. Stop fucking playing with Slayer because your solo record is better than just about every piece.
He's going on tour, I think, this summer. Because I seen him as a support band for somebody earlier today, and I can't remember who the fuck it was.
Oh, dude, that record is fire. There's there's a couple of lackluster, songs on there because it's just a little redundant. But the most part of that record, I really there's some hits in there. There's some really good ones, and the vocalist, I really dig the vocalist. Let's see, who am I going to go with? Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the Pride of France for a moment. Because when it comes to metal, France isn't exactly synonymous with metal until fucking Gojira laid out a unbelievable record in 2021 known as Fortitude. And the rumor has it, because we don't have the date for this one yet, that they got tracks laid down, ready to go for a whole new fucking record that's I would say I could see it being released in the fall or closer to the holiday season. They did the impossible. What other metal band do you think could have played a dark as fuck song to open the goddamn Olympics?
How will a bitch stand there holding her severed head to open it? Like, yes.
The Ronnie James Dio, raising your goblet of rock. They fucking stole the fucking show and showed the world. And yes, of course, the Christians decided to be Christians and bash the fuck out of it. Calling them Satanists. It's so fucking funny to me. But then again, they don't actually read lyrics, so what the fuck do they know? But they showed the world that metal, extreme metal at that, mind you, because this band is monumental. The drummer, so progressively amazing in use of time signatures, tasty fucking fills. The lead vocalist's vocals are, man, so good. Great riffs. And to me, it's like another kind of, like you said, gateway metal band.
Yeah.
Because it literally appeals to everybody. And that's why, there was nobody better to do that. So with that record, I mean, just so many memorable, genty goodness. It should be interesting to see what new blood they have.
Yeah, I definitely think they're coming off that Olympic hype. So hopefully they carried that on into the album.
Oh yeah, I totally hope that there's some songs in there about the false satanic panic bullshit. Give all them motherfuckers the middle finger.
This is the last album I have on my list.
Right on.
So it's Tennessee Boys got to show some other Tennessee boys love, and this comes straight out of fucking Knoxville, and it's White Goddamn Chapel.
Oh.
They released a new song, about 8 hours ago?
Oh shit!
Roundabout.
So
I was at work,
baby, at this point. Mm-hmm.
I was at work. Rebecca messaged me like, "You gotta check their new shit out." Like, I didn't even know it was gonna happen, so I listened to it on the way home, and it's called "Hymns of Dissonance." And that's going to be the whole the new album. For me, on the last couple of albums, Phil his balls kind of drawed up a little bit. They kind of tucked up in there somewhere. But this album, if everything goes the way that song released is, he's back full fucking swing. And it's the heaviest shit that you're going to hear from Whitechapel in a while. There's nothing.
That's good. That's really good because
there's nothing fucking light about this shit.
Sometimes, it really does, and they just haven't been at the forefront of deathcore in a long time.
They were my introduction to it. Like back when I was in like fucking 8th grade with This Is Exile and Possession. Possession will go down as probably my favorite deathcore song ever. This song that they released today, the intro to it, Phil is chanting words in reverse. So if you go with the words forward, it's Father of lies, Father of the abyss, we come from below, open your eyes, King Lucifer, murder them all.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell, I'm really excited because I haven't had nothing good from Whitechapel in so damn long. But anyways, yeah.
Some of the best albums are written when people are pissed off.
Yeah. This album here from that's what I did when I got home, and we were still talking about doing the show tonight. Rebecca had found like a breakdown where they was like people from the band is talking about it, and they said like this is pretty much one of the darkest albums we've done in a while. A breakdown is from song 3 to 10, I believe, on the album is all talking about them doing. It's about a cult, pretty much doing all of the 7 deadly sins to bring back their master. And it'll be out in March, I believe, either March 7th or the 17th, one of the two.
Hell yeah!
But Whitechapel,
All right.
Hymns of Dissonance.
And I got one more for you. Everybody out there in the Black Flame universe. This band has been around a lot longer than most people realize. Just in the last, I want to say the last year and a half, this band has gone from we're good, people love us, to millions of people worldwide discovering this band. They are the ultimate crossover band. Now, the argument is still there. Are they metal or are they not? But in a lot of ways, they are metal. They have metal within the music, but they are also a band that has kind of cultivated how to put two different extremes together. And that's metal and kind of like the art of mysterious, beautiful, but still fucking dark in a lot of ways. But the art of the love song, you know, and quite a few songs that they do. And I'm talking about fucking Sleep Token. They are slated to have a new release this year. We don't have a release date just yet, but it has been confirmed that we will have new Sleep Token music this year. And coming off of this Megatron album called Back to Eden, just back in 2023. And that was the album that did it. It fucking blew up.
Yeah, quickly.
I mean, let's face it. They really kind of, and you know, when we think about lighter metal like this, they really kind of have surpassed Ghost in popularity, and just an amazing stage show. I mean, obviously the two shticks are a little different. These guys are painted up super dark, representing very, very old gods as part of their mystique. But I mean, just some of the best melodies have come out of a lot of these songs. You go on TikTok right now, Sleep Token has been literally over top of literally millions of videos that you see on there. So people can say what they want. They can call it wussy metal or not metal at all, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, I have to agree, and this is not something that's normal for me, to agree with a lot of the critics. Metal needs a band like this in order to get more people listening to other kinds of metal. So I really don't see anything bad about it. I know that I have some favorites that I like to listen to. All the musicians are very, very, very much top notch. Great vocalist. His voice, when you hear it, it's identifiable immediately. Nobody else sounds like the lead singer of this band. And let's think about some of the artists from the past here in metal's history, that when you hear that voice, you instantly know who it is. Ozzy, Lemmy, Ronnie James Dio, big time. Bruce Dickinson.
Fuck yeah.
You know, and even Vince, McDouble with cheese, Neil, when he could actually sing and, make his words known.
Another one is going to be
very identifiable.
It's going to be a damn bitch band, but fucking the lead singer of Steel Heart, he may be a wuss, but he's got some goddamn vocals on him that's out of this world.
Steel Fart. Yes.
Yep.
The one-hit wonder from the 90s. Strangely enough, they're still going.
Hell, he did the soundtrack for Mark Wahlberg's Rockstar movie. That's his vocals. With Zach's doing the guitars and shit for it, but that's him on vocals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did not
He's
know that.
got it in him. He's just got to get it out.
True. So, I mean, I don't know. This is probably one of about 3 or 4 albums that I'm really excited about to come out this year. Now, unfortunately, oh man, we still don't know if King Diamond, the man, the myth, the legend, the Lord of the underworld, if his new album is coming out or not this year. We know that he is currently touring.
He's playing
With
new shit, so hopefully.
a couple of them, yeah. He's
Yeah.
got two singles from that album, but yet it's like the biggest fucking Scooby-Doo mystery ever. Is it or is it not going to come out this year? Only time will tell.
Hey, Rome wasn't built in a day, so hopefully.
Yeah, that's true. And well, let's not forget that, he ended up canceling a pretty large amount of the current tour that he's on. He didn't do any of the Canadian dates whatsoever. And sources don't even know why that happened. We don't know if it was health. We don't know if it was because Canada just didn't want Satan to come through their country. But all the other shows, man, King D has delivered like he's never delivered before. So let's keep the black candles lit and let's hope that we finally get the Institute, the album this year. Well, with that is our picks for most anticipated metal albums this year. There's so many great bands to choose from. And let me tell you, we only kind of scratched the surface here. There's a lot of other bands that are putting out stuff too. So if anything, don't just take a look at the ones. I mean, of course, we suggested to you the albums that we mentioned. We want you to check them out, but don't stop there. Check out some of the other bands that are dropping new music this year. So far, there hasn't been a doom metal release that has been announced, and I'm sure there's going to be.
I know one. Moon Wizard is re-releasing or is about to re-release their Sirens album.
Oh,
they're a female fronted doom metal band, so that's the only one I know of.
Right. So it's a little scary. It's like, come on, doom metal, give us something else, or stop making 25-minute long songs.
I think Electric Wizard has one as well, but the album they have coming. I think the album they have coming out is they're going to be their last album as a band. So that's a rumor I read. So I'm not sure, but
well, shit. They've given us some classic records. I was just listening to Dope Throne the other day. So, if you like the Fuzzy, get ready. Because if it is their last one as a band, we all need to check it out. That's for sure. Yeah, definitely everybody out there in the Black Flame universe, please check out some of these new releases as they come out. I know we're all fucking ready for a new Cradle of Filth record. I can tell you that right now. Thank you all for joining us on the season fucking premiere of Tracks of the Damned. And but the fun doesn't stop there. Don't forget, this Friday night, the Horror Barbecue returns. And we're going to be discussing some awesome stuff, as well as some anticipated horror films of 2025, because there is a fuck ton. And damn it, what is going on with turning all the Disney characters that we know and love into horror movies? And I got to say, I love it. I want to see our childhood innocence turning into killers. I think it's a wonderful thing. But we will be discussing a few other films as well that were just released over the holiday season that, man, there were some shockers and then there were some stinkers. So join us Friday night. I do believe that will be 8 or 8:30 p.m. CST. And then Saturday night. You've all waited. I've waited, but let's face it, I sin every fucking day, and I wear it as a red badge of courage. The fucking goddamn program comes back with a whole new list of fuckery that is going to blow your fucking minds. That's right, Lizzie. It's time for moist. We're gonna get
And butthole
moist,
bleach.
and we're gonna be bleaching our booty holes for this. And I can never say that with a straight face. I keep trying, but I can't do it. But definitely, if you want to get crazy, goddamn it, because let's face it, it's been a crazy fucking week for everybody, and it's time for the let the laughs roll and let the liquor flow. That's right. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight as we are back and in effect. And this year, I'm telling you, is going to be like no other on the Black Flame Network. So stay tuned. And most of all, stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Rebirth Underground. Stay tuned for more from Morgue Rot Entertainment in association with Black Flame Entertainment.